This is the inside story of Honda's World Touring Car Year. Competing across the globe, we'll bring you the triumphs,
sensational day,
and the traumas.
It's unacceptable.
As the team and its drivers bid to become world champions. It's April 2017, and the Castrol Honda World Touring Car Team is in Marrakesh, Morocco, for the first weekend of the season. Over the next 8 months, the team will travel tens of thousands of miles to contest 20 races in 10 countries on 4 continents. There are 2 races at each event, and Honda has entered 3 Civics for Thiago Monteiro, Norby Michelis and Ryo Michigami. Third in last year's championship, Monteiro is one of the favourites for this year's title. A veteran of Formula One and Le Mans, the Portuguese is now a hugely experienced touring car racer.
When you start the season, you are excited, you are nervous, you are anxious, you are curious as well. You are keen and eager to go.
One of Thiago's key rivals is a teammate. Norby Michelis shot to fame as an online gamer. But the Hungarian is now a regular race winner in the real world.
I feel that I'm now in the best possible position with the car we have, with the support I have within the team. Now it's the year I have a really good feeling with, so target is to win the championship.
Joining the established stars is Ryo Michigami. A champion in Japanese GT, it's his first full season in the World Touring Car Championship. Honda will race a Civic. It's been designed by Yas Motorsport, a hugely successful touring car team based in Milan, Italy, in partnership with Honda R&D and Sakura, Japan. The Civic is one of the most sophisticated touring cars ever built. Its highly tuned 1.6-litre turbo engine produces around 380 horsepower, and its development was led by Ruichi Furukawa from Honda R&D. Alessandro Mariani is team principal, Duncan Laycock is the technical director, and Dario Desposito is team manager.
Our team is composed by finally 52 people. It's a mix of different languages, different people, different philosophy also. I have to be sometimes the sister, the mother, the boyfriend of the people around me, especially the driver.
It is pressure, but it's been like this for me for 20 years. So you kind of get used to that. It doesn't mean it gets easier, but you are used to it. Come on, we have to start. That's it, the winter's been long enough. Now let the action begin.
Honda's big rival this year is Polestar Cyan Racing, who fielded 3 Volvos. On the challenging street circuit, Thiago qualifies on pole, with Norby behind him in 3rd. For the first race of each weekend, the top 10 drivers line up in reverse order to spice up the racing. As the start time approaches, Thiago is getting nervous.
It really never leaves you. If he does stop, it means that you don't really care anymore. So you should think about something else maybe. Yeah, it's still very hard.
Do you go to the toilet a lot?
Yeah. Actually, I'm hesitating. Do I go to the car, toilet first? Right, car.
I hope that one Honda driver will be the leader at the end of the season. Actually, I don't care if it's Thiago or Norby, for me it's the same.
A sweltering Moroccan spring day at the Circuit Moulay Al Hassan. We're in the heart of the capital, or the old capital of the country, Marrakesh. Thiago Monteiro starts 10th in our opening race. Thiago has claimed what I was surprised to learn is only his 4th career World Touring Car Championship pole. He will start the main race on pole position. The race of Morocco. Great start from Katzberg. Chilton's chances of a win have gone west. Contact from Bernardi as he goes around Katzberg. Bernardi looking for 4th. Oh, and sideways, Ryo Michigami got tagged from behind.
It's a solid start for Norby and Thiago. who finished 5th and 6th. In the main race, Tiago leads away from pole, and Norby follows him into 2nd.
Thiago Monteiro, the pole sitter on the right. Nesta Girolami does not make a great start. Bernani again very quickly away, so is Norby. Mikulec is up into 2nd. Thiago Monteiro heads down to the final couple of corners. And as they come out to the final corner, lots of Italian jubilation on the radio. Honda have their 1-2, and Thiago Monteiro, as he must have hoped after qualifying yesterday, when he put the car on the DHL pole, has claimed 30 points for the main race win. Pole position number 4, race win at number 10, there's his happy dad.
It's been a great start to the season, and no one's prouder than Tiago's father.
É momento grande para o Tiago, para mim, para toda a gente, para a Honda, é momento de felicidade.
He said, I'm just the best in the world. Easy. It was very important to start the year like this, you know. We worked so hard during the winter. It was the day where you actually need to show it, okay? We're here, and we've done the job. We're getting stronger. Good to start the season like this.
Welcome to the 2nd race weekend of the FIA World Touring Car Championship.
Honda's early season pace is carried through to round 2 in Monza.
Behind Thiago Monteiro.
In the opening race, Tiago is soon in the thick of the action.
No, he's still there, he's still there! Oh, great racing!
But things go less well for Norby.
For the lead, Norby to the inside, contact, they're both off, Chilton goes through. Both off, Norby's got broken steering. It is Chilton victorious, Huff 2nd, takes the points, Monteiro 3rd.
In the main race, Tiago gets off to a perfect start.
So away we go. Through goes Thiago Monteiro into the lead, and the Honda, can he pony up and show everybody else a clean pair of heels?
But is overtaken 2 laps later by a rival Volvo.
And he's got the slipstream behind him there, hanging Monteiro out to try Thiago deep on the inside. Björk sweeps around.
While Rio's having another frustrating weekend.
Rio Michigami's engine problems clearly were not over.
It's another podium finish for Tiago.
Race 10, Björk is going to win for Volvo. 2nd is going to be Thiago Monteiro.
While teammate Norby is pipped into 6th place.
5th is going to be a photo finish. It is Mikulec Girolami by...
Oh, Girolami
Mikulec by 1,000th of a second.
Tiago takes an early lead in the championship, with Volvo narrowly ahead of Honda in the manufacturers' table. The Hungaro Ring is Norby's home race, and he can expect huge support from his adoring fans.
Hojrá Norby!
But with that adulation comes the weight of expectation. They want to see their favourite racing driver win.
It's really nice to have this huge amount of support. 2011, when we had the first race, a WTCC race at the Hungaroring, I suddenly realized that having 70, 80,000 people on the grandstands shouting your name is pressure you have to cope with.
Norby's career started not on the track, but on his home computer.
So I started my career as an online gamer. I was playing a lot online, also on the Hungaroring with many different cars. I started with 1 steering wheel and 1 pedal set at home.
Norby's success as a gamer led to a test drive in 2005, and he's never looked back.
Driving on the Hungaroring, the most difficult part is to stay focused. It's a circuit I enjoy a lot. My career started here. I have so many nice memories. This is a nice part because if I look to the left, normally on Sunday, it's fully packed, everyone standing up and cheering with the Hungarian flag. Of course, it's unbelievable to experience the atmosphere. cheering for me, cheering for the Hungarian race mates I have. It's just always a memory for lifetime.
One man who knows the pressure Norby's facing this weekend is his race engineer and lifelong friend, Gergo Barry.
With Norby, I think we have this kind of trust as a basis of our professional relationship, which is coming from a long time we spent together in racing. We grew up together. We think the same way.
We are friends, we know each other since a long time. I really enjoy every moment with Gergo because he's one of the most clever guys I ever known.
Norby's wife Johanna has joined him at the track for the first time since the birth of their baby daughter Mira 6 weeks ago.
We know each other since we were children. We lived in the same village, so we know each other like we were like this, really. First thing what Norby is asking when he calls me, for example, from another country, is what she's doing, how is she, was she sleeping enough, how much did she eat, so...
I cannot tell you the feelings. When she was for the first time in my hand, when I looked into her eyes. Since she's born, I'm telling everyone that March the 31st, 2017 was the happiest day of my life so far.
It might be Norby's home race, but Tiago's hoping to spoil the party.
Lots of, they think I'm Norby, maybe. It's been definitely a very good beginning. 2 race weekends, 4 races actually, with 3 podiums. So yeah, I'm leading the championship. Okay, it's still a long way to go. I just hope it's gonna keep this way.
It's race day. The sun's out, and so are the fans. In race 1, Tiago gets off to a storming start.
It's the 18-card Montero shot into the lead from Tom Chilton.
Chilton's going to have the inside for 3, so it looks like he's made the move stick. Michelitz gets in the back of the org, so he's on the move. He's not going to want to get... Oh, there's some bumping and barging.
The contact with the Volvo ends Norby's race.
I have some damage, big vibration.
Norby with the front puncher.
That's going to be a real wound for the Hungarian fans. I wouldn't like to be Björk trying to get out the circuit tonight.
Ted Björk, the Volvo driver who put him out of the race, attempts an apologetic hug.
I don't know what happened to Björk, but on straight line he was just hitting me really hard, and after that the car was yeah, almost undrivable, so really sorry for that. Podium finish could have been possible, but yeah, wasn't supposed to be like that.
I don't know if I'm sad or if I'm angry. I can't decide.
For the team, there's no time to dwell on Norby's bad luck. Tiago is powering to another win, much to the delight of team manager Dario.
He should be pretty pleased with that, especially with Ted Björk out.
But I had a good car and I could control a little bit, and when I needed to push I was still there. So very happy for that. Yeah, good points. Now focus on the second one.
This is the World Touring Car Championship, race 2 from the Hungaroring, 3rd round of the series.
Race 2 is uneventful, with Norby leading Tiago home in 4th and 5th.
It's a shame we didn't get Norbert Michelitz onto the podium for a home podium.
Yeah.
But 4th and 5th for the Castrol Hondas is a very strong result.
I'm very happy about the weekend for the whole team. It's so important. They're pushing so hard. They're pushing really at the limit at every level. Unfortunately, Norby was not so lucky this weekend. It's a shame because he was strong, and but that's the way it is. I mean, I'm sure he can come back.
Congrats to Tiago. He did a strong weekend again. So now it's all about winning the championship. I'm really grateful for all of them coming to the circuit and cheering for me at home. On the television is just, again, I'm a lucky guy.
Round 4 of the championship is held at the legendary Nürburgring in Germany's Eifel Mountains. Measuring 25.9 kilometers and featuring 170 corners, it combines the modern Grand Prix circuit with the iconic Nordschleife.
The red lights are on and away we go. Good start from behind from Rio Michigami. That means a poor start in front of him.
It's a unique test, and in the reverse grid race 1, Norby and Thiago are running 7th and 8th on the final lap.
Define issue off has gone Thiago Monteiro. That is our championship leader.
Flat tire, flat tire, flat tire, flat tire. Cannot believe this shit. Trying to come back to the pit slowly.
Norby finishes 7th as Thiago limps home.
And Thiago Monteiro takes the checkered flag. Second year in a row, right front puncture.
Every year we had problems. It's unacceptable.
With the team unable to repair the car in the time allowed between races, Thiago must start race 2 from the pit lane.
That's Thiago Monteiro's spot. He should be lined up 4th on the grid, and that's where he actually is.
He'll be behind not only the entire World Touring Car field, but the supporting European Touring Car Cup cars too.
Isn't it? Oh, big slide from Katzberg. Do not do that.
Oh, here comes Thiago.
Well, yeah, here comes Thiago going by Plamen Kralev in the Audi.
He's like Mario Kart, isn't he?
It's properly hang on here, isn't it? Super high speed, twisty, the road constantly moving. The checkered flag is out.
After starting in pole position, Norby finishes 2nd. But Thiago is only able to make it through to 13th.
You can't fault the determination of the team and the efforts of Thiago Monteiro, but in the end, it's a 0-0.
The puncture cost Thiago his championship lead, while Volvo stretches its advantage in the manufacturer's table. Two weeks later, when the team gathers in Villarreal for the next round, Thiago is in philosophical mood.
I'm over the fact that I lost 40 points on one weekend because I just know that we need to get over it and just start again, and that's what I want to do. But I'm still very hungry at the reason why it happened.
The Portuguese round is Thiago's home race, and in the last couple of years it's brought mixed emotions. In 2016, he was victorious.
He claims his 3rd Portuguese World Touring Car Championship victory on the streets of Villarreal. Victory for Thiago Monteiro.
To have this deliverance of winning the race and to celebrate like that was really one of the strongest, highest moments in my career, no doubt. It's done, you know, you've achieved what you were looking for, you achieved what you worked for so hard, and you get caught in a moment with everybody shouting, you also start to shout and get crazy, you know? So yeah, it was a lot of emotions.
But in 2015, it all went wrong.
And away we go, not a good start from Van Lager. Behind him, Monteiro gets in front of top leading with this contact already. Monteiro's in the wall.
Ayrton Senna said it, you know, if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver, you know, you have to go for the gap. You have to have a huge respect for these kind of tracks, you know. When it bites, it hurts.
This year, he's once again the centre of attention.
It's great to have this kind of support, this kind of passion around motorsport, and you know, you're the local guy, local kid, so it's overwhelming actually sometimes, but it's busy, but I mean, that's what we want, isn't it? I mean, we work hard to have this kind of this level of attention at the end of the day, because that means that you're doing something well. So you want it, but it's tiring, yes.
Joining Thiago is his wife Diana. A model and TV star in Portugal, they met at a sponsor event where Thiago was taking guests for a fast lap of the circuit.
And he was supposed to go one lap to each guest, and he didn't stop. He kept going and going and going, and we have a lot of things to say to each other.
There was fuel in the car, so why not, yeah.
And Thiago would spend the next 2 years in Formula One.
It's an amazing experience and you learn so much. I learned a lot in terms of as a person, as a driver, but also how to deal with people, how to deal with the marketing and all these things. So it's a very good school.
That was fun. It was a very nice time of our lives. We were traveling everywhere together. We're just two of us at that time. Now we are four.
And another of the four is already a racing driver.
Inside, I would prefer him not to, actually. But I'm very proud when he races. I'm very proud when he's there, and I'm very excited when he's there. But I know how hard it is, you know, and I would prefer him to have a more steady job or something. I don't know. It's difficult. I'm a bit biased.
He says that.
It's finally race day, and the grid is packed.
It's a huge dance. It's a lot of people, many people around Thiago, and you feel the atmosphere. You feel like all the energy together. I feel a little bit nervous, I have to confess, because especially in this race, it's always like that. I think it's more about the energy, about all these people around us, and I think it's normal feeling like that.
Mission accomplished. Well done. Very good.
After qualifying 10th, Rio is on pole for the reverse grid first race.
And away we go.
But he suffers technical problems and loses the lead.
So Rio Michigami in second place, holding everybody up. Third place, the blue Volvo, Nesta Girolami. Then Thiago Monteiro. Thiago moves up the order to second place. And Michigami's the man with the tyre problem right front.
Rio fails to finish. But after a hard-fought race, Thiago crosses the line in second, with Norby 7th.
And the checker flag is out. It is victory in Portugal for Mehdi Banani. Thiago Monteiro, you saw his dad looking happy as well. His wife and kids are here this weekend, of course, in Portugal.
We were not expecting that because he was a little bit in back. It's always really hard, this circuit, so we're very happy coming from 6th to 2nd. It's amazing.
For the main race, Norby lines up in pole position, with Thiago behind. After his problems in race 1, Rio must start from the pit lane.
And away we go, slow start from Huff, he stalled!
Thiago slips past Huff into third place, behind Volvo's Ted Bjerg and Norby.
Mikulits and Bjerg and Monteiro, 1, 2, 3.
And they stay that way until the finish, with Norby picking up his first win of the season.
Norbert Mikulits is going to win this from Ted Bjerg. Third, Thiago Monteiro. Second and third for the Portuguese.
For Norby is a special present because the start of the season for him was not really nice. He had bad luck several times. Now he's coming back in the fight for the championship as well. He's stronger than ever. Good fight, good result, and let's go to the next event.
Sensational day. Really happy, a lot of confidence now for the rest of the season, so full attack again from now on.
We're halfway through the season now, and every point now is going to count even more. Everything's worth it when you have this kind of reception and this kind of atmosphere. I mean, it looks like you just won the World Cup or something, you know? I mean, people are so enthusiastic, so it's quite overwhelming, actually.
Back in the Honda garage, there's little time to celebrate.
We have to strip down the garage. It's 7 o'clock p.m. Probably we'll finish at 1 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, the 3 trucks leaves to Milano, to our workshop. It's 2,500 Ks. We have the air freight on Monday to Argentina. Will be a tricky week, the next one, but okay. After the result, we are much more exciting, so we can survive.
Leaving Europe behind, the team flies to South America.
The red lights are on now, the engine revs rise, and it's a reasonably short hold, and it's a good start.
There's controversy in race 1 when Thiago slides into Norby.
Into one of the Hondas. Who was that? Montero.
That's Montero. Montero into Michelisz in turn 2 there. That's not what they want at all. And as Michelin's got a puncture,
Yeah,
I think
puncture
Michelin's might have a
left
puncture.
front. And that is courtesy of that contact there. So Thiago Monteiro torpedoing his teammate. Rule number 1 in motorsport, don't hit your teammate.
Thiago's fight with the Volvos is intense.
Thiago Monteiro now starting to find his rhythm, fighting with Nicky Casper. And Thiago Monteiro now has 2 Volvos behind him.
After an epic battle, he finishes 5th. Back in the pits, Thiago is raging at the rival Volvos.
Yeah, we have some issues. I mean, nothing is perfect. We're trying to solve it. At the start, somebody hit me. I locked the wheels to try to avoid, and I go against my teammates. Unfortunately, I was very lucky because it was a big impact. And then Nicky, very aggressive on corner number 3, trying to push me out completely. So that's the way they want to play it. We'll have to think about it. We saw yesterday they're ready to do anything to win the championship. So are we.
The cars leave the pits for the main race, and there's drama for Thiago before he's even reached the grid.
And Monteiro's gone off.
On the way to the grid. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
I had no brakes against the straight line. It went cold. My mistake, guys. I went straight. Lots of gravel, everything okay, but lots of gravel.
The team repair the car, and he makes it back to the start line on time.
And it's a textbook hold, and the 2 Hondas slot in behind Nicky Casper.
Thiago and Norby run together in 2nd and 3rd place, before a puncture for the leading Volvo propels them into the lead. And that's where they stay, with Norby leading Thiago home for a Honda 1-2.
Norby Michelis crosses the line for his 2nd win of 2017, his 7th career World Touring Car win, ahead of his teammate Thiago Monteiro.
Thiago heads the Drivers' Championship, with Honda also leading the Manufacturers' title race. With the next race in China some weeks away, the team tests at the Barcelona circuit in Spain, where they'll be dealt a devastating blow.
We were doing a normal 3 days testing in Barcelona. And the last run of the last day, which is amazing how things are, it was 10 to 6 p.m., really the last run of the day. At the end of the straight line of the main straight, which is probably the hardest braking point of the racetrack, I had no brakes. You arrive at 255 kilometers per hour, you brake very late, you brake around 100 meters, so there's not a lot of time to react or to do anything. But still, I tried to get away from the wall in front of me. I tried to escape through on the right side, to try to go to corner number 2. I tried to decelerate with more space. But unfortunately, the car jumped on the grass, and when it jumped on the grass, it started to spin. Therefore, I had a big impact backwards and then lateral. So it had a big snap. I realized I was going to hit the wall. I protected myself, but then I don't remember the impact. And after 20 years, it was the first time that I really got hurt. This one was so hard that I got knocked out. So I don't actually remember the hit. We have a race in China in 10 days, and I want to be there.
But a few days later, Thiago's doctors tell him he's not ready. And at the team HQ in Italy, Dario gets the bad news.
You know, it's difficult to accept because I just come back from the garage, from our workshop, and the guys are really upset about the situation. Thiago is a part of the family. He's with us since 2012. He's a nice guy. Everybody's in love with him. First of all, it's important that he's okay. We don't know, as I told you, when he will be back.
Seeing the accident and looking at what could have been the consequences of it just makes you think about what's important in life and what's not. I spoke to Thiago. I know that it's by far the hardest for him right now. Race wins, in the end, race wins and championship titles are important, but they are not the most important things in life. I don't know what the future holds for me. I really want to be there this season because it's an opportunity you don't get often to fight for a World Championship title. But I have to be honest, I think I need to rethink about my future. I'm curious to see where I end up in January.
The team arrives in China to find that the weather matches their mood.
We're about to get underway here in China for round 7 of 10. It is a safety car start.
Despite the track conditions, Norby moves up from 9th to 4th in the opening race, assisted by touring car legend Gabriele Tarquini, drafted in to replace Thiago.
Across the line, it's the two Hondas. Norby Michelis for a lot of World Championship points ahead of Gabriele Tarquini, 4th and 5th.
With no let-up in the rain, race 2 also starts behind the safety car, but is stopped after just 2 laps.
And we see the red flag out. All cars to park firmly. The race will not be resumed.
After the race, there's another huge blow to the Honda team. An administrative error regarding the specification of the engine's fuel injectors has huge consequences. The team is excluded from the results of the China round, and Norby drops to 4th in the drivers' table.
Yes, we have made a mistake in terms of homologating the part, so that's an administrative mistake. And of course, the frustrating thing is that we got penalized on the sporting side. It would have been more fair to penalize us on the administrative side because it didn't give us any performance advantage, but we lost valuable points.
But how do you penalise you on the administrative side?
A big fine. That has been done in the past.
Hoping for a turnaround in fortunes, the team arrives at Honda's home race in Motegi, Japan. They're again without Thiago, with Argentinian Esteban Guerri standing in.
Kasberg down the inside of Michigami. Oh, he does make contact, he spins the Japanese. That's not going to play well because there was no need to do that.
With the championship building to a climax, the battle between Volvo and Honda becomes even more intense.
And around him comes Norby, and he gets turned into a spin by the Volvo. Guerri down the inside, he's got the grip. Can he keep it tight on the exit, or does Ted Björk get to cut back? And, oh! A third Volvo and a Honda make contact.
Esteban shows amazing car control after yet more contact from a Volvo, and secures a podium finish. Norby, needing a strong race after the loss of his China points, qualifies on pole position. In increasingly heavy rain, the main race starts behind the safety car. But with the conditions getting worse, it's cooled off after 11 laps.
There was the red flag at the finish line. So 10 laps completed, race stopped on lap 11, so it will be full points to Norby Michelis.
Norby wins and moves up to 2nd in the championship, closing the gap to Björk to 16.5 points. The manufacturer's table is also incredibly close, with just 4 races remaining. It's the penultimate round of the season in the iconic location of Macau. The Chinese island adjacent to Hong Kong has hosted a street race since 1954. The touring cars join other prestigious races on 2 wheels and 4, with Honda's NSX GT3 in the garage next door.
Macau has its own unique atmosphere. I think everybody likes coming here. They like the format. Yeah, I think everybody enjoys Macau.
For Norby, Macau has some great memories.
Special to be back. My nicest memory, of course, was 2010. It was one of the most emotional moments of my career, winning my first race here in this legendary place. So, yeah, one of my favorites.
With Thiago still recovering, Esteban Guerri is continuing to debutise in support of Norby.
We are a bit behind now, so we're trying to catch up on points for the team competition, and obviously for Norby, trying to help him somehow. If the situation comes to me to let him pass, it will happen, of course. You never want as a driver to have to give up something, but it's a team goal, and maybe in some other moments in my life, somebody else will have to do it for me.
Qualifying goes well for the Honda team. And for the main race, Norby will be 2nd, Esteban 5th, and Rio 7th.
It's possible even in the opening race to score some good points. This is what I'm aiming for. But yeah, most important thing is to have the car in one piece for Sunday. So yeah, we'll see. In Macau, you never know.
Norby's point is proved in the GT race featuring the NSX.
Oh no! Oh, mayhem! And there's millions and millions and millions of dollars of damage here at the mighty Macau.
The wreckage is finally cleared, and it's time for the first race. Rio is third on the grid, Esteban fifth, and Norby eighth.
We're underway for the opening race here in Macau, and Mehdi Banani it is with the good start ahead of Tom Coronel. Michigami trying to go around the outside of Kevin Gleeson, he does.
Norby gets off to a good start and moves ahead of teammate Esteban.
Michelitz has got past Gleeson, he's up into fifth, he's actually made ground.
The race settles down until...
And that's Michelitz. So Michelitz has made a mistake. Guerrieri's come. Well, the two Hondas have crashed because he's come around the corner.
The team frantically try to make contact.
But he did a mistake. We have no communication with the radio, so I don't know actually what's happened. So I saw on TV it was a little bit white, but I don't know if it's because of puncture or other. It's strange.
So Norby hasn't radioed through?
No, because he jumped immediately outside, so no communication is okay, but...
Looking from the TV is very difficult.
But you've heard nothing from Norby?
He said I'm okay and nothing else.
As the battered cars are brought back to the pits, the race is declared over.
We're very fortunate in that it's red flagged at over 75% race distance. Therefore, the count back to the last classification means the finishing order will be as they were on track.
Norby is fifth and Esteban sixth. But ahead of them, in third, is Rio. He becomes the first Japanese driver ever to secure a podium in the World Touring Car Championship, a result that offers some consolation on a difficult day.
He's done very well this weekend. He's shown immense pace. He's been fastest in sector one of everybody, pretty much most sessions. So yeah, really good turnaround for him and well deserved.
First podium WTCC, fantastic.
Yeah, thank you very much. I misjudged the distance to the wall from the inside, so I had the steering wheel turned and I touched the wall very slightly, but I think it was enough to break the steering arm because after touching I had the steering wheel but the car was going straight, so very sorry for the guys. These kind of things should not happen.
I had a gap just to try to avoid if any accident happened. But it was just by surprise, it got me a surprise, and I just hit him in the middle, and then a big hit from the back from half. I just said to him when I jump out from the car, we are all human beings and we can all make mistakes, and it's fine. I mean, as long as we learn from that.
The team must now work through the night to rebuild both cars for tomorrow's race.
I think we were pretty much done by about 6 a.m, which was just enough time to get back to the hotel for a shower and change, and we're back here. Fingers crossed, everything's all right.
The guys did a great job. I mean, they were not sleeping, but like you see, we have perfect cars for the races. I didn't sleep too much. It was like 4 to 5 hours. But I feel fit, I feel okay, I feel strong, so looking forward to the races.
Just to add another twist, it's been raining.
Macau, even in the dry, is quite dangerous. In the wet, I expect a very difficult race.
We're green here in Macau. Rob did lose a bit of momentum on the exit there. Michelitz looking to capitalise.
With the track wet, the race starts behind the safety car, with Norby second behind Rob Huff. And he maintains that position to the checkered flag. After starting 5th, Esteban moves up to 3rd.
Oh, Chilton on the move.
Chilton up the inside of Michelis, he backs out, and that would have been a very difficult move to make, and that's allowed Guerreri now, the second of the Hondas, to get the run on Chilton. He's going to be around the outside. Yes, he is. So Chilton loses ground trying to pass Norby Michelis. Guerreri, Michelis' teammate, slots in behind.
Before an error on the final lap drops him to 4th.
I can't think of an opportunity that's going to present itself, but Guerreri goes wide, and, well, just as I say that, a mistake from Esteban Guerreri. Yeah, Huffy across the line, his 9th career win, ahead of Norby Michelis.
I loved it. I had a very good pace. It was very positive. The goals were achieved, which was getting points away from Volvo for the Constructor Championship, and also for Norby fighting in the Drivers' Championship with Björk.
I have the feeling that I could have won the race, but it's always so difficult to make decisions when you have memories from previous bad things happening. After my 2 attempts to overtake Rob, I just realized that it's too much risk. I'm so happy for the guys. They did really an amazing job. I mean, I was concerned after what happened yesterday, but the car was brilliant. It was like brand new. So I think most of the efforts were done by them.
With just 2 races left, Norby trails Volvo's Ted Bjerg by just 6.5 points. To Qatar and the final round of the season. To win the Drivers' Championship, Norby must beat Ted Bjerg, while Honda must outscore Volvo by 12.5 points to secure the manufacturer's title.
It's a strange tension inside me. I cannot really explain you. My feelings right now is just excitement with some pressure.
The only thing that I recommended since the beginning is do our best, make each other good.
He'll be partnered for the final race by Esteban and Rio. And there's a boost for the team when a familiar face returns to the paddock to lend his support.
I really need to be here. You know, first of all, I miss the whole atmosphere, the team, everybody, my teammates, my mechanics. I want to be here for them. I'm part of this project since the beginning. It's my baby. And if we win, it's also a part of me that is winning. And if we lose, well, I want to lose with them.
It was a bit strange not having him around for the last 3 race weekends, but it gives me confidence to have him here.
I was down at some point. I was in pain. I didn't know how I was going to recover. I was looking at my championship going away. My brain just went on the other way, taking this as an opportunity to become better. I don't know if I'm going to be a better driver or worse driver. This I can't say, but for sure I'm going to be a stronger person.
In practice, Norby leads the way, and the team is in confident mood heading into qualifying. But then disaster strikes.
Change the tyres and go, because you haven't got time to change the brake. Any more feedback, what it is? Front brake, rear brake, straight line speed. Go on with the drive, open off again, and release the pressure.
Norby has a brake problem, and the team run out of time to fix the car.
Now it's out of his hands. In this kind of championship where it's so tight, if there is a huge crash and something, nothing is impossible, but it's not realistic. To have this at that specific moment, it's something really frustrating, really crazy, and really, of course, annoying. So it's difficult for the driver to accept it.
Something related to the brakes. For the second part of my flying lap, I felt like the brakes are stuck. While pushing the brake pedal, it felt like pushing the wall, and I really felt like there is no straight line performance just because the pads and the discs are scrubbing. Sometimes it's like this. The best thing I can do is just to focus on the races.
Norby will start both races from 11th on the grid and must try to fight his way through the field. It's a tough task.
It's still not done, eh? Keep focused.
At least Esteban's pole position shows the pace of the car. At the top secret pre-race briefing, tactics are discussed.
Keep it alive, you really need to be passing the Volvos.
It's difficult to predict the strategy. We have to prepare plan A and then plan B. Mitchell starts better than Guerrieri, and then we have to decide before.
It's not in his hands to win it, but he needs to do the best. That's it. And then hoping for a little bit bad luck for him.
The only thing I would like to avoid, which will be difficult, is to crash in the first race hard and not having the car ready for race 2 and not scoring any points.
As night falls in Qatar, the car is fixed and Norby makes his way to the grid for the opening race.
And a very short change, away we go.
He makes a solid start, but Qatar is a difficult place to overtake and Norby gets stuck behind the Volvo of Katzberg. He finishes 9th.
Well, for Norby Mikulec, this is an enormously frustrating race. The red lights are on, and away we go. Good start from Esteban Guerrieri, exactly what he needed to do to try and get into the first corner ahead of Nicky Katzberg.
The main race proves equally frustrating for Norby.
Actually, at the moment, if it was Ted Bjerk right in front of Norby, it would still be all but impossible to get by.
While Esteban sprints away at the front to claim Honda's 6th win of the season,
Esteban Guerrieri, winner of the last race of the year.
Norby is unable to pass a rival Volvo and finishes 8th. Ted Bjerk is world champion and Polestar Cyan Racing take the manufacturer's crown.
I tried to give it everything, but it was just impossible to overtake. In the end, I think Ted is a well-deserved world champion. He was really consistent. We had a lot of ups and downs, which in the end cost us the championship.
From the sporting point of view, it is a disaster because today we had the proof that we could win the championship without the problem of Norby in qualifying.
While Esteban picks up the trophy for winning, Norby tries to look for the positives.
Looking at the results, it was the best season for me so far in WTCC. Within a couple of days, I can look more to the positive side. Guys did an amazing job. We always fought back when we were behind, so yeah, thanks to them.
Of course we are disappointed, but Team Norby is still really happy because it is the best year of his life.
Well, what's happened today is a part of the game, is a part of motorsport. Well done to the winner. We are loser.
For Honda, 2017 is the story of what might have been.
That's the sport, that's motorsport, but I think if you look the full championship, we can be happy of our job, definitely.
Today we demonstrated that we had the best car. We won the biggest number of main race, pole position, so I'm very proud about the job we did.
Motorsport is really a school of life. We start back from this point for the future, looking for a new challenge.
And they are all racers, they know what motorsport is all about, and the beauty of motorsport is always another season.
Back in Italy, the team and Norby have already begun testing an all-new Civic touring car. At Honda, there will always be another race.